Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. This is London Tay coming to you today with another video, girl. In today's video, we are doing a reaction to my knotless box braids tutorial on my own hair, okay? The boxes, the parting is neat. Everything that you basically need is in this video. I actually filmed this video like a year ago, and whenever I did my knotless box braids, and yeah, I haven't done them since, okay? Because they did take like 2 or 3 days because I just did like a few hours per day. I didn't want to overwhelm myself with trying to get it done, so I kind of gave myself, like enough time to kind of do these braids. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do a reaction to them, because when I tell you I killed these, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys like behind the scene footage of things that you already asked me for and I didn't answer in the video. So I'm just gonna go ahead and answer those now. So yeah, if you don't know, my name is London Tay, but my real name is Taylor. I do hair tutorials, hair reactions, beauty and lifestyle content. If you like those type of things, girl, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm sure you will love it around here. Okay, so without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into this video. Purr. Alright, so I'm showing you guys all the tools that I basically used, which is scissors, clips to clip the hair out the way, shine and jam, the orange one, y'all, that's not the yellow one, the orange one. And then I used the queen bee braiding hair in 40 inches, and then I used the Y wigs, like the Y wigs loose bulk hair. I think it was like a deep curly. Yeah, I think it was like a deep curly. And I used like almost 2 bundles. If you want something a lot more boho, then of course you use more hair, okay? More boho hair. I also showing you guys how I use my, how I basically parted the back of my hair. And what I basically did was I literally had my laptop. If you don't have a laptop, you can just use your TV, but I wanted to use my TV to watch a sermon, so I ended up using my laptop and my phone with a tripod. Put the tripod behind me because I needed to see the back of my hair, right? Put it in video mode or camera mode. You don't have to hit the record button because it's still going to show you in real time what it's doing. And then literally, you just screenshot, not screenshot, you literally just, if you have an iPhone, I don't know how you do it if you have a Droid, but if you have an iPhone, you literally can like go to the notifications, hit the screen capture button. It's gonna be like 2 like screens like overlapping each other. That's like the icon for it. And then you hit that, and then you just choose which device you want to screen record or screen share to. So if you're having the camera in the back of your head and you use that same phone that you're using to record, hit screen share. You can screen share it to whatever device you have. You can screen share it to a computer, another phone, or a TV. And then yeah, you can see in real time like what you're doing. Now, one thing I can say that it was like a 5-second delay, so like it was kind of slow, but that's way better than to like use those trifold mirrors. In my opinion, I feel like they only work for like barbers. Like they work, but they're not like super efficient, because like if your arm is in the way, then you can't really see like the side or the back. Y'all get what I'm saying? So to me, the most efficient way was to use that screen record feature on my phone in order to see the back of my head. So that is what you see right now. No, baby, I don't have that much precision on my own. I use that screen capture feature. Okay, yeah, let's talk about it. But yeah, so I didn't want to do super small box braids because I didn't want it to be here all day. So I decided to do medium size. And so the first row, to me, when I'm doing hair or doing my own hair, to me, that first row is always like a trial run, in my opinion, like, because I don't know exactly my flow yet. Even if I did that style 1,000 times, I still don't know my flow yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all do hair, I've done hair, y'all know what I'm talking about. There's a flow that you have, and I have to catch that flow. It takes me like 10-15 minutes to really catch my flow of how I navigate. So usually that first row is like me catching my flow. So they're almost like kind of imperfect. They're not really like how I'm going to do the rest of your hair or my hair. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so the first day, y'all, all I did was pre-part. And to me, that took about 2 hours to do. And I just used a shine and jam to basically like clean up the parts and things like that. Now this is day 2. Day 2 is when I'm going to start to do the braids. So what I'm going to do is, to me it was easier, like, because if I put the braiding hair like on a desk or something like that, to me it just wasn't like accessible enough. So I decided to use the braiding hair and put it on my lap and just do it like that at a time. And then whenever that runs out, then I just kind of replenish on my lap. To me, it was way more accessible to do it that way. You know, like it's easier to grab and stay in my flow by putting the braiding hair on my lap. Also, I use like kind of slim pieces of braiding hair because you can always add more braiding hair. But when the braiding hair is too thick and you're adding it to your hair, it's way more of a hassle to take apart the braid than to just add more braiding hair. You get what I'm saying? So try to do kind of slim pieces. And then that way, if you need to add more, you can just add more. Also, I don't know if this matters, but I am left-handed. Yeah, so all I'm doing is basically using my regular hair for like 4 or 5 turns, and then I'm going to start adding the braiding hair. Like I said, I am left-handed, so I am adding the braiding hair on the left-hand side. That just gives me more control of when I'm like, you know, of the braid and things like that. Also, I'm making sure that I'm doing pretty much a tight grip until I'm done adding hair, because you don't want it to slide slide anywhere else. For right here, I think I am still using the screen capture feature, and I'm going to use that the entire time while I'm on the back of my head. Once I get towards the top or in the sides and the front, then I don't have to use it, of course. So yeah, I'm just kind of yeah, just braiding y'all a couple times down, adding hair. Like I said, this is my test trial run row because I don't know at this time. I haven't figured out I have to look at the braids when I'm done, you know, like I need to know by looking at it when I'm done. That'll let me know if I need to start adding more braiding hair per piece, if I need to start adding more boho hair per piece in order to achieve the desired look that I want. So like, for example, if I say for every braid right now, I'm adding 6 pieces of hair and 3-4 pieces of boho hair. When I look at the braid when I'm done with the row, I can kind of judge like, okay, no, I want these a little thicker. I want it to be more boho. And then I say, okay, I'll add 8 pieces of braiding hair, or I'll add 5 pieces of boho hair per braid, you know? Also, since it is bulk hair, like bulk braiding hair, bulk like boho hair, you know how the ends are like super blunt and like super like thick. I section out the braiding hair, and then I turn around and section out the boho hair as well. The difference between what I do with both of those, like I'll do like, you know, 10 pieces of boho hair laid out, and then 10 pieces of braiding hair on my other leg. Like the boho hair will be to the left on my left leg. The braiding hair will be to the right on my right leg, you know? So that way I'm able to like easy access. But before I start any of that, I always make sure I properly prep my hair. So for the boho hair, it has those blunt ends. So what I am doing is I'm using that shine and jam, and I'm going to just like get some of it and rub it and twist it a little bit on the blunt ends. So that way it's easy to be seamless when I braid it in, because if you don't do that, the braiding hair, the boho hair will stick out of the braid, which is fine because you can just snip it, or you can skip the whole step of having to snip anything and only snip if you want to, if you just add that edge control that you're using to the blunt ends of the boho hair, so that way everything is kind of folded into, you know. That's just like a little hack that I discovered, just kind of braiding, you know, doing boho braids, also boho braids on myself. So yeah, I'm on the second row. And like I said, when I feel like I'm losing grip, I make sure I like readjust, kind of tighten everything back up. Yeah, so at this point, I feel like I found my flow, you know? Like, and then since you're braiding on yourself, like, I just kind of seen what was easier for me. And yeah, y'all, so it's pretty much self-explanatory after that. Like, if you, this isn't like a how-to plait video, so if you don't know, like how to plait or even add hair, this is not the video for you. This is someone that knows how to at least add hair and do plaits, you know. But yeah, girl, that's pretty much what we're doing. And that's the concept I'm using for the first half. And we're not going to go through this entire video. I'm going to kind of snip some things off. Because it's pretty much, to me, it's like the same. Okay, I'm going to forward. Okay. So yeah, we're pretty much at the end now. Well, pretty much at the back of the hair. And then for the end of the video, I'm pretty sure I took a braid out just to kind of show you guys how I did the front braids as well. Yeah, so like I said, I'm pretty much done with half of my head at that point. That is when I'm done for the day. And then the next day, the third and final day, that is when I focus on the front of the hair. But right here, I think I've had the braids in for like a few days at that point. And then I took a braid out so that way I can show you guys exactly the concept that I'm using. Like, you guys can see like in real time and up close, like how I did the braids. Okay, so there we go. I got some shine and jam. I got the comb. I'm gonna comb that shine and jam into the hair. Smooth it. That is the size braiding hair that I'm using. Very, very, very slim. Okay, very slim, y'all. Very slim. Okay. And then that is me showing the bulk hair for the boho braids. And that's me, like, I'm showing you guys, like, you see how before I, like, when I have, when I have a bulk, a small bulk of that braiding hair, of that boho hair, that is what I'm using, y'all. See the shine and jam on the comb? I'm going to comb that shine and jam, like, and, get a little bulk of the hair and comb that shine and jam into that bulk part. And then I'm going to separate it, That way it has a shine and jam on there already. And then that is how everything looks, y'all. Braiding hair to the right, boho hair to the left. And just know that if you want a super like boho look, I would say like even do like 8 or 9 or 10 pieces per braid. But with this, I kind of still wanted it like a more subtle look. All right, so I'm turning 3-4 times. I'm grabbing the ends to grip closer, and then it looks like I'm grabbing something. Yep, so I'm going to grab a piece of the braiding hair. I'm going to grab it between my pointer finger and my thumb. It looks like I'm only going to do half at one time. And then I'm going to braid the bottom half of the braiding hair. And then when I get back to the other side, then I'm going to add. Is that what I'm doing? Yeah. Yep, and I'm about to add it. Add that braiding hair into that motion, to that flow. Okay. Here's another piece of braiding hair. I'm leaving one part out, looks like, and then I'm going to add the other part back in. And the reason why, so whichever is easier for me is what I do, y'all. So sometimes I will add both of, just a complete strand of braiding hair at one time. And then sometimes I only add a half at a time, because it depends on it just depends like what makes sense for me in order to grip and for it to look good, But a lot of times when you add the complete strand, it could be a little bulky and not as seamless. So I would say a lot of times just to add half at one time. It's not going to harm anything by doing it like that. But as you can see, my arm is above my head to get a good grip for right now. And I see that I'll put some of that in my mouth to like hold the boho hair sometimes. You gotta do what you gotta do, baby. You just gotta do what you gotta do. And then I'm comparing the braid to the other braids that are done to make sure that all the braids are pretty much the same length. I'm sorry, pretty much the same thickness. If I see it's too thick, I'll probably stop adding braiding hair. If I see it's majorly too thick, I'm gonna take it out. If I see that it's too thin, I'm gonna add more braiding hair. Make sure I just kind of notate that. You get what I'm saying? And you see those hairs are like sticking out in the loose hair part. That is boho hair, which is why you want to make sure you have that shine and jam, so that when you get to that part, it can kind of seamlessly blend in with the rest of the braid. And then also, you don't want to add the boho hair like on the very end of the boho hair to the braid. You want to like give it like a good inch of fold while you add it, and that hair kind of will just be hanging, and then you can just add that hair that's hanging later, you know. Don't just like add because it'll slip. You want to make sure that you have a good grip, and you want to make sure that it's going to stay. Okay, so let's forward, because I'm pretty sure this is kind of self-explanatory at this point. Okay, so basically once I'm done adding hair, let's see, yeah, once I'm done adding hair, that is when you want to knot the boho braids. I do not put super glue. I do not put nail glue. I just don't. I'm not against it. I just don't do that. One thing I do, I grab the skinniest piece of braiding hair, and I'm going to knot it 3 times. The thicker the strand is when you're knotting, the harder it will be to hold. Get a skinny piece and do a skinny, super tight knot around the braid so that way nothing unravels. Something also I meant to mention, I chose 40 inches for braiding hair. A lot of people, if you choose 40 inches, like for your hair in general without the boho, it will fall to like your mid back, which isn't long at all, right? The reason why I chose 40 inches because I didn't want super duper long braids. If I chose 60 inches like I normally do for like regular knotless long braids, like booty length braids, them things are going to be to my thighs, and I didn't want them that long because I knew that at the end of the braiding hair, I wanted to have boho hair there as well. So in order for it to hit to my lower back butt, I chose 40 inches. Also, I'm 5'5", so I had to kind of, I know I didn't want super long hair, and that's just for me braiding hair for so long. I knew 50 would be too long for me. If you want super long, yeah, 50 is fine and things like that. And also, I didn't want to have so much braiding hair at the end when it came time to like be nothing but the boho hair. Y'all know what I mean. Like sometimes the braiding hair, it'd be a lot of braiding hair left over, and you have to snip that off, and then it just looks tacky when you have to do it like that. So I'd rather not. But look how long they are. They are really nice. They're very flowy. So I had these braids in January, February, and March. I had these braids in for 3 months, y'all. I was obsessed. I didn't have to do my hair when I woke up. I can shampoo and condition my hair without worrying about it tangling because of the simple fact that these are boho human hair. I also could have dyed it if I wanted to, but look how long they sat. Like how long they sat on my hair. But yeah, y'all, so I just kind of wanted to recap just in case anybody's doing their own hair, and I kind of want to showcase my skills a little bit and kind of give y'all like more verbiage of why I chose what I chose, why I did what I did, how I did it, why I did it, and why wigs definitely has some good boho hair. I will still link that here in the description box below, and all the tools that I use just in case you're interested in doing your hair, someone else's hair, anything like that, girl. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, y'all, and I will talk to y'all in my next video. Bye.